Okay.
You got it. Perfect.
Okay,
look
cool.
at you. You're a natural.
All right, look at that.
Get you unmuted, Brianna.
Okay,
Just hit
cool.
that button once, and it'll take a few seconds to warm up. But yeah, you guys go spread out. I'll be with everybody in just a minute, but I'm going to keep you with me.
Okay. He got a spike on.
Oh, hi.
17.
Nice.
Okay.
You know the rules. Don't give me anything below that now.
Okay.
So 0 doesn't count.
Nope. Smart ass.
What am I looking for? Just orbs?
Small little orbs.
Small little orbs. Okay.
But it's been fluctuating between 0.5 all summer and 13 back. Never been quarter off.
Okay. Did you hear something?
No.
Oh, okay.
Unless Boston sports radio means anything.
Oh, okay.
Or Charleston, rather.
Well, it's amazing what can come over that stuff. It doesn't seem like it means anything. Then you tell him some of it, and it's like, wow, yeah. And it has, because he doesn't tell you the whole story, so it's pretty cool. What do you think so far?
It's a little boring. All the cool parts. He's just like, I'm not going to tell you about that.
Well, he doesn't want to plant stuff in your head to sway what you hear, you know. So
I don't even know what I'm supposed to do.
just listening. You're listening for stuff about Eliza, her death, her age when she got married, that kind of thing.
About the only words that I've got.
Well, I got iHeartRadio.
Weird. It'll be sitting 0, all of a sudden it'll bounce up to 4, 5.
But you only anything up over 17 now, right?
13 or higher.
Yeah. Okay. Huh?
It feels weird. It's right in the middle of the water.
Oh, so
Don't walk over there in the water.
Okay, all right. I'm just sitting here like I can't tell if it's orbs or not. It's just lights from the streets.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
GoPro. So I kept saying, can you come here and fetch this, please? And I went up to 5. Didn't want to work.
Well, I guess I should. I
You can point it up a little higher.
should ask what little higher.
Your camera.
I've been
There you
doing
go.
that, but I'm
Okay.
trying to. I've been looking around the people to see if there is any orbs around the people,
Gotcha.
but I don't see. But then I see like a light like that, but that's just
That's a reflection.
reflection of the water and stuff. So yeah.
You're right. It's so small.
Yeah. So.
So he didn't notice that we lost some weight.
No, he hasn't seen us in a long time, so.
Read any other numbers above 17?
I keep getting, my waiting section over there, I keep getting 5, but that's about it. Matter of fact, I said, is anybody here? Can you text us? And I went for 5 right away and back down.
She's just kind of coming to check you out. I've already, you know me, this is the location where I visit every night before I meet with you guys. And I've already told her you're going to see some familiar faces tonight. You know, so.
Okay,
You
cool.
guys have been here enough times. She knows you probably by name by now.
So you got any more other places to go to other than we've been on?
Yeah, there's actually 2 new spots.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Good.
Yeah,
very
so I had
good.
to take out the Ann Bonny bit.
Really?
Yeah, they're monitoring that location because it's technically not allotted for tours. So I got kicked out of there one night, and now I tell the Sue Howard Hardy story over there, and we actually use your camera as a focus. And I added a murder mystery. I don't think you guys have been on since I added that.
No, cool. Very
So
good.
yeah, we'll be playing around with that.
Terrific. Very good.
So
Awesome.
we'll be playing around. What do you got now?
Okay.
Got the nails?
No.
Okay.
Anything
Like
else
it's
on
a
there?
nail. The only thing I've got with the nail is
I
hot.
need a tablet to put them both on.
Okay.
3 times.
It's funny, but you get
Bryson, when
over
I
here.
talked to you
Okay.
before, and then cut and like.
Yeah, anything that does like the traditional Hollywood bullshit stuff, like leave, get out, that kind of stuff, I don't normally write it down until we have it at least 4 or 5 times. Like, I'm just that guy. Like, I want a consistent, and I don't want them all coming from you, I want them coming from everybody else.
You get anything?
So that way we can kind of see what's going on.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
I got
And
data
he-
turned
and he-
off. Why am I getting...
I think I just have bad hearing.
And he actually
Yo,
came
same.
in November.
hear shit.
It wasn't East, it was November.
Was it
so.
November? Okay.
Yeah, because that's when
Your mother's birthday. Or
my mother's
anniversary.
birthday, and so he came around November 20th. He came on November 20th.
On her birthday,
On her
wasn't it?
birthday,
Yeah.
right. And I had the teacups out and everything, remember? Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
You're not hearing anything, Marks? What's the matter?
I just sworn I just saw something float by here.
Really?
Whoa. No temperature change, y'all.
Yeah. It's probably just a headlight from someone going down the street. Yeah.
That's a big old spider.
Was that a spider? Maybe it was a spider you saw, Reed.
Could have been, but it was a white. I mean, it was right next to us.
Was it really?
Big old boy.
Oh, you see a lot of them down here.
So ghost hunting, or what we're doing, takes a lot of patience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I did the Estes method, I saw absolutely nothing. Okay. But the person next to me heard all. And then when Joe did it, she saw stuff that I never saw. So I'm like, wow. So it just depends. Joe did the blindfold.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's not on that, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
All night
cool.
long.
All right, cool. Good.
I
Cool.
feel like such a jackass right now.
Why?
Look what we're doing. We're standing in a fucking parking lot walking
Well,
in
I know.
circles.
I know. Well, that's what part of it's all about.
It's fun.
Huh?
I said, it's just funny.
It is.
You would drive by people like this, like while you're just driving to dinner, and you're like, fucking, man, what the hell's going on over
We're
there?
ghost
Jackass.
hunting. We're ghost hunting. I think it's cool. So.
Yeah.
So we're going to other places, but this used to be an estate here. I mean, this used to be the Pickney estate.
I heard what you said. Yeah.
So yeah, so it was pretty cool. So, and the last time I was here, I actually picked up some
So the
stuff.
question is, which Constitution did they sign?
Yeah, I know. Any stick figures? No.
The tree. It looks
Oh, the
like
tree,
somebody
yeah.
sitting on that thing right there, but
Yeah.
he said it's the tree they were picking that
Yeah.
up the other night.
Oh, let's go. Let's Brady's house. Getting a whole lot of nothing. I got something about a daughter and some kids.
Oh, okay.
I got leave a lot and I got
Thing. Something about beer.
Beer, huh?
Yeah, it was some country song about beer.
Oh, okay,
Like the
cool.
line was about beer.
Alright, cool. What's up, babe?
I said, that's okay. Nobody's going to hurt you. We just going to look at you and not watch you. I went up to 10, stayed there for about 10 seconds. And
Really?
went down.
Cool. It's Elijah, right? That's her name?
I think it was.
Well, the times we've been here, and I still don't remember the whole story. So always a tidbit of information he says, and I don't remember from the last time he
Keep
told us
looking
the
at all the
story.
cameras.
I know. So.
This is pretty cool.
What?
No, the
Yeah, the EMF reader. Yeah.
millimeter.
Millimeter, right? I don't think
Well, I don't think you would be.
he's all into it.
I don't think you would be. It's not his cup of tea.
Yeah. Who?
Mark.
No, Mark, the other guy who has one of these.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Mark
he's
is
yeah,
good
he's
either.
doing okay. He said,
I do it every day.
yeah.
4.
And I go live on TikTok when I'm going through your stuff too, so you'll hear me say all this shit. Alright, come on guys, let's head to the back. Reed, you got any other favorite numbers?
I went to 10, stayed there for about 10 seconds. Doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Alright, we can hit the stop on your cameras, but
Okay.
your hands a break, that way you can lower your arm.
Let me see, where is it?
You don't need
Okay.
any more access.
No, we got
For goodness sakes, what am I not
I'm
doing
so
right?
sorry.
Okay. Ah, thank you,
Hit the
Nick.
button.
I didn't hit the right button, evidently. Okay.
yeah, we will rock you. We got grease. We got grease.
If
Don't know
you're
if it's the
looking for a
place
theater
or
above,
the-
like I said,
I don't play. Maybe it's the play.
I'll take it. Not that I know of any specific Mexican found here. You don't know that. Alright, so this location, every tour comes down here. If you do have a camera, I kind of suggest that you don't have it necessarily inside of our inner circle. You can almost grab that, Liz, by like underneath the light. There's like a little latch right there, and you can just kind of like almost hold it off to the side.
Okay.
That way we have one way or the other going down the alleyway.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, Chad, you're on the right path. I mean, top handle, even if you just hold it at your side and get one way or the other, you don't have to necessarily watch it because we're going to get all the videos back anyway.
Okay.
Every tour down here is telling this exact same story. I'm just going to give a few extra details because we're ghost hunting. We're not on a campfire and marshmallow kind of ghost tour.
Okay.
In the event another tour is going to come through us, which that one over there will, because they have to come out this way, we will split the seas. I will stop talking and we'll allow them to pass through. Other tours may come through here, but they'll come out of that ivy wall because there is a set of stairs over there. And by the way, just be thankful, 2 nights ago, I mean, we were literally melting by now. It gets so warm down here. It felt like probably 105 in this alley.
Wow.
So I usually breeze through this one as quickly as I possibly can, because it does get warm in general. So let's kind of get through why we're here. This is Philadelphia Alley, but it used to be called Dueler's Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. I say some of the duels because dueling was illegal, and they had to find hiding spots. This just happened to be one of those hiding spots. So, yeah, I know. Imagine that. So here's how the story goes. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. That's where the RI is coming for from your device. So that's part of it anyway. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. In the event that the song Brown Eyed Girl comes on for one of you guys, while we're here, it's actually part of his name. We hear it all the time. It's not coincidence. So Dr. Ladd moves down here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money, so he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. So he comes down here to Charleston from Rhode Island to prove that he's not. And on his way into town, he had a coachman. The coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver today. Sorry if you're taking an Uber home and I just ruined that for you. I know, right? But anyway, somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen because he knew the coachman. And as somebody walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. Those initials sound familiar to you? R.I.? And I asked you to look for R.I. earlier? Yeah, but that's what I asked you to look for. The reason why is because Ralph has the same initials as where the doctor came from. We're getting the letters R.I. all the time from the red spirit boxes, so I bought the device that police is using. So that way we can see if they actually come up direct. I've had it about 7 times in the past year and a half that I've had this. So take that for what it is. Only with Ralph's name, not the Rhode Island. Now I know who it belongs to. Moving on. Ralph tells the doc, hey dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me, we're going to go to 59 Church Street where I have some friends that'll rent you a room. You'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on the offer, the two gents became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. He's making his own, doing pretty well for himself. Amanda got wind of this and she's moving down, so they could be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor because he's a pretty happy guy. It's another reason why I hate the damn story and why I was going to take this out of my route. Every haunted city you're ever going to go to is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor. So why are we in Dueler's Alley? I haven't told you about a duel yet. Let's get to it. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So on their way home from seeing Richard III one night, they're arguing over the actress they just saw. Doc thought she was great. Ralph did not. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance. Back home in Rhode Island, he got really ugly between the two gents and they went their separate ways. But Ralph goes to his friends at the newspaper and he places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston kind of a disgrace to society kind of shit. Doc saw this ad and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die. Keep in mind, this argument started over an actress. I just like to point out how stupid arguments were back in the 1700s. Anyway, the two guys came down. I know. But they came down back to back. They took their 10 paces. They turned. Doc points his gun in the air. Shot his one shot from his flintlock. He did not want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage to show up to the fight, which is often what happens at a duel. But Ralph has his one bullet still, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die, but he fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. Let me point out 2 things. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds back then, a lot different than what we know of them now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just said he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed. Every ghost tour down here is telling their guests to listen for the whistles. We have 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to capture a disembodied whistle, it's going to come up on one of those 4 devices. We'll be fortunate enough to be able to find it. However, 2 gents with the spirit boxes, I can't tell you how many times I've gone through a recording and I've caught the whistling part of a song and the word doctor immediately after during a time frame that we're here. I don't look for these things, guys. I listen to minute 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. I have a regimen of what I do, so I'm not searching for things for you. So you guys get the point. It shows up all the time. Dozens and dozens per year. This is the reason why I wasn't going to take this out of my route, because this guy actually does follow me around town, because we're going to be near other places of his that are going to be places of raised emotion that I talked about earlier, like the Pinckney Mansion. So he will follow us from here on out, just so you know. This guy's story has been told for the past 40 to 50 years from other tours. I'm the only guy that brings groups that can actually communicate back. Can you guess now why he followed me around the damn city? Yeah. Now, if you're going to try this on your own, because most of you aren't from here, and you're going to walk all the way through this alley with the voice recorders from your phones, listening for those whistles, just remember every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. You can already hear some coming through the other tour groups. So, again, there's a couple of things about this location, but here's why I actually been thrown out of here. I can't take you all the way through to the end. I've been tossed out. So let's talk about that. That's the fun part. So this alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall up there before it was Google's alley. And perfect timing because I don't like to tell this story around strangers anyway, so we'll let them pass through.
Okay.
Anything? Word reset? Dial? Do it every time. Nobody can do it. By the way, you guys are the weirdos out here with all the blinky light devices, so expect other tourists to be staring at you. That's kind of how this goes for me every night.
They're just jealous.
They are, and I usually get that they're using equipment.
Yeah.
You pay their ticket prices, not my ticket
That's right.
prices.
That's right.
So anyway, moving forward. The wall. The reason why it was up there before it was Duelers Alley is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. So that means that there were cows, goats, and chickens down there. Why am I telling you this? Because the bricks all the way down at the end that you guys can now see, those bricks down there are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child in one of the bricks down there, and fingerprint swipes in others. Those ones down there are real. I think some of the ones that you're seeing up here were actually kind of planted to kind of make it look like it was authentic all the way through. But all the way down at the end, I used to take my groups all the way through for a history lesson. Nothing paranormal about that damn brick. That's the last place you're going to find him. So I was doing it out of history. So I took my group down there on November 26th of 2020, and my entire group stopped and huddled around the damn brick, waiting for something to happen with all the deer. I know nothing's going to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along. Let's get moving. Because we're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I was just trying to be respectful. I didn't realize we were out of bounds for tours. So I was still new at this. And my daughter, who was on the tour that night, started laughing the minute that the owner of that mansion came out and started yelling at me. She thought it was great that Dad was getting yelled at. So again, she was about 14 years old at the time. She thought it was hysterical. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked in upper management for Walmart before I started doing this, and you all fight over towels on Thanksgiving and started for life. I don't tour on Thanksgiving. I think the next day was the 28th. That date's irrelevant, I promise. I called my partner that I had at the time, and I told him what happened. He laughed at me just like my daughter did, and he said, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway. You got to start rerouting your groups. So that night, I was about to take them up and around the corner to talk about pirates. And I told them, I don't believe in this story because nothing's ever happened over there with my gear, and I'm into vampires, not pirates. By the way, we're not doing the pirate story tonight because we're monitoring that area for tours, and we're technically not allowed in there either. So I kind of had to reschedule like how I actually take you guys to different locations. But anyway, the pirates. Before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which pirate we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. It was kind of okay, maybe we'll get something. I took them around the corner, told them what I knew about pirates, not much by the way. Somebody else with a spirit box heard the number 300. I didn't know what it meant, I wrote it down, I did the research for them. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. The exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial. I usually get those kind of reactions of like, wow, that's pretty cool. No, I was pissed off. Let me explain. Master's degree in creative writing, everybody. Whenever I'm doing anything that deals with writing, especially paranormal investigating, I need facts and data. Pirate stories come from pirate lore. It was written 100 years after the golden age of piracy. We don't know how true the lore is. You guys are seeing the point on this. I had to read more books on pirates than I ever wanted to, and now I can't even take you guys back up to that space. So I know, kind of a nutty shop. But the location that we're going to next, we are still going to be relatively nearby, so every once in a while we've been seeing those trickles. This has been happening for about 3, maybe 4 weeks now since I've been booted out of there. We have been seeing little Anne Bonny tidbits kind of come through, and I'll let you know if you guys hear or see things that are relevant to Anne Bonny. But where we're going to be discussing an apparition. So Liz's camera is going to be paramount over there. That's going to be the kind of the experiment that we're going to be running, but all 3 cameras will be filming the exact same thing with a major focus of what Liz's camera is capable of doing. The hope here is, because I haven't caught the apparition yet, if her camera captures it, I want to know what the other 2 cameras did at the same time, so that way I can kind of see and sync them up. So it is kind of it's a story that most ghost tours tell. It's usually their big finale, and I usually let them have it, but I have to steal it back just because of, I lost my Anne Bonny tale. So that's kind of how we're going about this. The gate, before we leave, because we're not too hot down here tonight, I always like to point out why the gate is here. Again, another little history lesson. Remember the alley didn't go all the way through. There used to be a wall up there. So the loser to the duel down here, instead of basically, this was the shortcut to get to the cemetery. So instead of going all the way down to the end of the alley and doubling back to get to the cemetery with the dead body, they used this doorway basically to get over to the cemetery. The wrought iron was probably put there in the early 1900s, but the archway is definitely part of the original wall if you haven't seen it. So again, not a whole lot of people know why this thing is actually here, but if you piece it all together, obviously I do a shit ton of research on these locations. Well, you guys can obviously see how I put it all together. Cameras, if you want to stay running up and around the corner, by all means, you can keep them up and running. In the event we have to wait our turn, I will tell you the story, and then we will go up and film for about 5 minutes while Spirit Box is listening pretty heavily to see if we have anything going on with that specific spirit. Has anybody heard or seen anything with their devices before we leave the space?
I got RAG, R-A-G.
Okay. Still a 3-letter word. I like it.
If it makes a difference on mine, I had Lynn, Carol, Foundation, and Decomposing.
Decomposing, we're next to the cemetery. I'm not surprised by that one.
And as for numbers, it's been steady about 15 or 1.5, 1.6.
Okay, so yeah. And again, I only say 8 because of the lamppost.
You want 8.0?
8 and 8.0 and higher.
Okay, nothing.
Okay.
I had Dance, Elementary, and Surprise.
Hey, a lot of nothing coming out of yours. I know you weren't technically listening. Lee, did you get anything? Or were you focused on me? Were you focused on me?
I was trying to.
It's okay if you didn't get anything. You're recording. That's why we do it.
I am.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was listening to the story.
Oh, got you. Okay.
He's a good storyteller. I like
Okay.
listening to stories.
There you go.
And history.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of why we do the recording is because I do talk a lot. It's okay to tell me to shut up. I heard something, every once in a while. But if you're saying that an awful lot, I'm going to kick you off. That's how that rolls. So it's a joke. Relax. I'm not kicking you off.
I'm listening.
All right. Cameras again. If you want to keep them up and recording, by all means do so. Brianna, if you want to try to unmute along the way until we get there, until I can tell you guys what goes on over there, you can do that, and then you leave it to unmute again. The last 2 stops are definitely going to, you guys have seen the very last stop, but there's one in between now that's a murder mystery. We're going to play around with some different devices and kind of shuffle some things around with the last 2 locations, and I'll explain those before we get to those stops so you know what to expect. Because again, it's not always going to be the exact same style, like, okay, I told you the story, go spread out. Everything we do now is a little bit different. I've noticed that. So, yeah, let's go find an apparition. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed that she shows up tonight. That'd be
Let's
super
hope. That would be cool. That'd be cool.
Sure, the air conditioner wants to stop as soon as I stop.
I know. Where are you? Okay, thank you. I'm trying to look at this and I don't want to fall at the same time. So, yeah. It would be cool if I picked up an apparition, wouldn't it?
It would be.
It'd be so cool.
Well, I suppose.
Get out of the street. I saw the pay meter there, and I thought it was something. Oh my God! It was the meter. Yeah.
It's a paranormal meter. It's a ghost meter.
I don't mean to hold on to you so tight. But like I said, I just don't want to.
You don't feel safe.
My toes hurting a little bit now, but not much. But it's starting to throb. So I ain't gonna stop. This is cool. I think this is fascinating, and I think this is fascinating. So.
Yeah, we didn't go here before. We went across the street.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, she does all-star cheer, so she already basically does gymnastics.
I got hip, HIV.
Oh.
Okay.
Like
Yep.
Hopefully
somebody
that's
got
not a
shot in the
premonition
hip.
of what's going to happen.
Uh-oh.
What is next?
What?
She has the word hip.
She got the word hip.
Oh,
You're gonna break your hip next.
Have a seat.
In fact, to tell you the truth, my hip is very sore.
Hip joint.
But that's
Oh!
but that's just from walking to try to prevent my toe. But my hip
Oh my God,
is
100.
It's
my-
a million. Oh my
no,
God.
but my hip is very sore right now, and you
I
know.
used to both mine
So,
hurt
and-
all the time.
Okay.
Here, boxes. What do we got?
Okay. So should I be looking
Oh shit!
for?
I'm not listening.
Should I be looking for an apparition now? Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Mark. Nothing.
Should I be looking now?
Not necessarily.
Okay,
Just keep the
okay.
cameras. Just go ahead and
Okay.
turn them off if you're on record.
Okay. Turn it off. Okay. Well, you showed me where the button was. I seem to be missing the button. There we go. It's on. There we go. Good. Okay.
On.
It's on. Uh-huh.
I need to see if there's a light on right now.
Alabama University. I don't know.
They also don't know the man was last name.
I wonder who Akasha is. I wonder who Akasha is.
I don't know. Is that your own thing?
Yeah, this is mine.
Get no idea.
It's got nothing.
Hold on.
Can you do it?
Yeah, that's better.
You got anything coming out of yours? You got anything coming out?
Yes. I feel like there's like a whole bunch of stuff said at that time. I couldn't like.
Marks, are you listening? Why not?
Okay, I'm just standing here waiting.
Okay.
Is Olivia someone?
Not to my knowledge, but you're in that graveyard. I'll check the records and see if it matches. Until I have a last name, can't really verify. When I'm dead.
What's your stuff?
Push it down.
I only have $100.
Oh, I guess not.
giant QR codes at the back of your devices. That's my business card. That's how you guys are going to get your access to your data. So you're going to scan it with your phones, and at the bottom of that business card is a link for you guys to get to your report.
No.
I'm not. Put it on the way back. You got it, buddy. Yeah, it's a very contested ghost spot. That's where Harry actually took the photo. Come on up.
Cameras. Get the hell out of here.
I'm here.
Why are you going to where?
In there? Come on up. You're good.
Okay.
We want to get yours. Now, by the way, your graveyard that you guys are looking at is going to be in the back. Let me kind of get behind everybody.
Okay.
So
There's a light right in my eyes there, but
that's the whole point.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see the cross graveyard in the back? Sue's grave is just to the left of that, and one more row back. We were actually closer to her when we were in the alleyway.
Wow, okay.
So just kind of know which direction that you're headed. Now that light off to the left that's blinding Liz, that was put there on purpose, so that way other normal cameras would have light flares and it would ruin the photographs.
Wow, okay.
So that was put there by the church. Again, I didn't mean to be kind of rude to that tour guide, but at the same time, we've been literally waiting for 15 minutes.
Right.
So we will be here for about 5.
Right.
So we'll watch the timer on Braden's, if you can see that. And we'll kind of see what we can get out of this location, and then we'll cross the street and get out of their way. Cognitive.
I had Emma.
The name of Akasha?
Akasha is it's kind of like the Akashic records. It's like an ancient text from like the Atlantean. So it's in the Bible as well.
Okay.
They put those in there. It's one of those try-to-screen kind of things, like very ancient people walking around. Yeah. I've looked into it. It's usually nothing. Because it shows up online too. We did get a 9 out of this location.
I didn't get nothing. I had 0 the whole time.
So,
0.6.
Isn't the camera in only like one spot of the
So Braden, when you hit 5 minutes on yours, we'll call it on this one just so the other tours can come back up. Since I told them we only be here for 5. Try to be nice. You give me all words. I got it as slow as I can talk and get it. This is gonna go awful. Trust me, once you're in there and blindfolded, it's gonna heighten your hearing. So that's the whole point of this.
You do? No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the blindfold? Yeah. It's gonna some people that suck at this, like you run the whole night, and then blindfold them, they can break.
I hear so many things. Well, I'm gonna break the mold. I hear so many things at once. How do I know which things?
You just tell me all of them. I just can't pick them out. Oh, not everything. I know 90% of the puzzles. That's the fun part. Braden, where are we at on that timer?
2 minutes, 22 seconds.
3D.
That's easy. It's still the ghosty stuff. Algebra is easier than picking out whatever is going on in this.
So Nick, when you watched this,
Yeah.
it was totally fine, and then there was like a flash of light like a few seconds ago. I don't know if that means anything.
We'll find out. Sometimes you pick up on the glare from the SLS camera because
Yeah.
it is shooting lights out.
Okay.
That's how his camera works.
Okay. But I don't see, I even put my reading glasses on so I could see better, and I don't see anything yet. But I'm hoping that, is it Sarah? Is it S-H-A?
Sue.
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 I hope that Sue will show up for me. Am I in the right place here?
No. You want to go straight back. You're almost like, Braden's like almost in perfect line.
Straight back?
Yeah.
And right here, like this?
Yeah, so you can even almost point yours like aligned with that path over there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we can get something that way. We got
Okay,
about a minute
gotcha.
left over here. Any
Okay.
letters being spelled out
So
for us,
I
Lisa?
have been looking in the wrong. All right, let me see. Okay.
Okay, Sue, you got about a minute to show yourself. We're the only ones that are going to be able to see you because we have all the equipment. I know it's weird.
Sue, are you here? It's not a yes or no answer. Hey, Sue, show yourself.
I'll give you a cookie.
I would love to see you.
No other words.
What a matter. I'll give you 2 cookies. As we moved over here, I got Emma, cognitive, and
How many spirits are here?
yeah, it was like a bell.
All right, Cam, let's go ahead and let's hit stop on those because there's a lot of tours around us now. Just waiting for the spot.
Okay.
We'll be the nice people and
Yeah.
leave.
Didn't see anything, unfortunately. Okay. 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 All right, ready? Yeah. Just want to put my glasses back in my pouch here. Give me your hand. Okay. Here we go.
Well, let's go this way so you can
Okay.
walk
Thank
through that.
you.
Too bad.
Little
I mean, they won
step up right
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Got a lot of ghost tours here.
Yeah.
We're trying to go over there, so I just wanted to point out to you that we're going to stop. We're kind of going over the portico right there, okay?
Okay.
Automatically put all of my info inside of your phone. So that's all of my social media stuff, the website, the phone number, email, all of it goes right in your phone. You just got to hit save contact. Where you leave reviews is also on that page as well, if you wanted to. And then at the bottom is how you're going to get to your report. So again, from here we're going to be walking up about 2.5 blocks. Just so you know, it is the furthest distance that we're going to have.
Okay.
So I'll kind of, and we're going to be mainly on Meeting Street.
Should I turn this off now?
Yeah, go ahead and hit stop on your.
Here we go.
There
Got
we
it.
go. I didn't say
I
I
got
heard
it.
it from here.
I got it. We're
Perfect.
good. Okay. Okay.
Super sensitive, just so you know. Headphones on. And it's already recording. All you'll have to do is hold it. Try not to put the fuzzy part near the headphones because it will feedback, frequency back. So there you go. Headphones on. Let's kind of do this. So I will tell you, Lisa already had the word Sue came up, S-U-E, super fast as we were going by the circular church graveyard. So it's almost like Sue was kind of like, wait, I'm here. So again, the fact that those letters came up super quick, super cool. So Lee and Marks, did you guys hear anything along the way here?
Let's see, I got, I don't know, a couple of times.
Okay.
I got, I'm wanted. I got, it's about all I can remember of what I got.
Okay, wanted and I don't know. Lee, you got anything for letters?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, you'll see when I give you guys your recording back of Lee's recording, you're going to have the markers of what I found, so you can go back and see how I heard it. So again, when you guys leave here, it's not just to just have fun, go and go something. It's a matter of like you're going to learn something. That's the whole point. What's coming up on yours?
I had Jules, Jasmine, William, Jada, Christian, and Poplar.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing. I don't know who Jaden is. So,
They're Jada.
Jada.
I got naked ladies.
Naked ladies. As in bare naked ladies. I'm sure. Like the band.
No, like a song was like, there's been a lot of naked ladies.
I will take some vocal notes like this. There's a tour behind me. That is mainly for when I'm listening to that, so that way I know that the voice behind me is not a ghost. You guys are seeing the point, right? So here's how this one goes. You guys haven't heard this yet, have you?
No.
I'm gonna say, I
No.
don't think I've drugged you out
This is
far.
brand new.
I just started coming here in November. So you already know I have my limits. This is as far as I can get us to where the murder actually happened. If we were to continue going 2 more blocks, that's where it happened, but it's out of bounds for tours.
Okay.
November 1st, 1933. A woman fell to the ground and starts screaming in pain. A man hit me. I know I'm going to die. This woman's on the ground. And everybody's a gentleman back then. 1933. So somebody driving by, yes, there were cars in 1933 for the young people in the group. Somebody drove by and seen a woman on the ground. So he stops to help her. And he gets out of his car. He can't find what's going on with her. He's not expecting this much traffic over here. And I'm so sorry. Because when the church bells go off, we will definitely let you know because it is super loud in here. Yeah, church bells go off every 15 minutes. And sometimes they're like, are there church bells going off? I'm like, no, it's in your head. I let them go off. But anyway, so the gentleman can't find anything that's going on with her, so he helps her into his car. And he takes her to where MUSC sits now, but it used to be St. Roper's Hospital, small little hospital over there. It's a couple of miles from here. Takes her down there and she has a doctor when she gets at the hospital. Duh, right? She has a doctor. The doctor's name is Dr. James Avery Finger. It's a silly name, but we get parts of his name all the time while we're going through this. Doctor can't find what's going on with her either, and she's saying the same things over and over again. We do have a horse and carriage going by, so you guys know the vocal recording. But Doc can't find what's going on with her, and she dies on his table. How loud is that? Too bad? Actually, that's the first set. The next set should be a little louder. Just warning her. The woman's name was Mary Ravenel. We came here from Mount Pleasant. Dear God, we've been traffic. I feel horrible at this point because we're trying to capture voices. And we got scooters and horses and everything else going by. Poor girl. If her ears are bleeding later, you can send me the bill. Now, Mary Ravenel. She came over here from Mount Pleasant. That's the Ravenel Bridge, the big giant bridge you guys came over. It's a very prominent name. If you watch Southern Charm, you've heard the name Ravenel before. And there are characters in that story. But anyway, she dies on her table, and she's a very prominent woman. The doc can't figure out what's going on with her after she dies. He still sends her over to the coroner and to the autopsy room. The coroner finds a scrape underneath her arm. It's in a bullet hole inside of a ribcage. She was shot with a 38. He found the 38 inside of a ribcage. That's what killed her. Now, a couple of things. There's no gunpowder residue on her body. So that's part of the reason why we don't know what actually happened. Also, when the driver picked her up, the shooter got away. We have no idea who he is to this day. So kind of keep that in mind. I'm going to tell you a few other things, in fact, before I tell you what we've actually found out from going through this voice recording piece. She's 64 years old, so that probably changed the way you guys are going to ask her questions. She's a widow who married into the Ravenel family. She's originally from Detroit, Michigan. So, again, a northerner marries a southern woman probably doesn't look good, especially if the husband dies first. So you guys can probably put some of that puzzle together if it's correct. We don't know who the shooter is. And all of her cash and jewelry were intact. She was not robbed. As you start to think of a question or two, let me tell you what we found so far. Keep in mind, I've only been doing this since November 1st of 2023. So far, we got another horse and carriage ride coming by with another tour guide talking her ear off. We have a help in the background on a quiet night. No cars, no anything. I sent one of you around the corner because it's always heard in real time. Everything we've caught so far has been like, I just heard something and it wasn't us. So I sent somebody around the corner, make sure there's nobody there. There's nobody there. A few weeks later, I have a help me, I have fallen. I'm here to tell you, it's the same damn voice. I have the software to be able to analyze these disembodied voices, and it is the same woman speaking. Help me, I have fallen. Makes complete sense to the story. I have a few mumbles, just can't tell what they are, so I don't count them as evidence. But they're still there. There were too many people talking. I couldn't tell if it was somebody in my group or what was happening. So take that for what it's worth. What questions would you ask Mary Ravenel talking to Brianna's ear?
Did you know the person who shot you?
Okay. I'm going to point out one thing. She made a yes/no question. In this instance, it is okay because it's going to be Mary's voice. She's either going to elaborate on yes, I did, or no, I didn't. So that way it's not just a yes/no coming from a radio station. Good question. And you're not asking me technically. You're asking there's a group of people walking by. You're asking Mary technically. So just making me a little bit more.
How about what time were you shot?
Okay, I like it. And that's something we can prove as long as I look at the police report to verify. Because I do have the police report. And you guys will have access to all of the things I have access to when you guys get your data back. So what time of day was it? I like it. What else?
Where was the location that you were shot?
That we know too. 2 blocks from here. It's on Meeting Street. I can't remember the corner of the other road though. But I know it was 2 blocks exactly from here.
What about the weather?
The weather? Yeah. Okay, I like it. I don't think I've ever had that one before.
What was the weather like at that time?
Well, if it was a 64-year-old prominent English lady walking around here, or like a prominent woman walking, it's probably warm. Warmer. Still November.
What were the murderer's intentions? Like, why did he kill you? What did he want?
Motives. Like
motives, yes.
Come on, Brady.
Maybe what were you doing before it happened?
Very good.
What were you doing before you got shot?
Okay, I like it. She was with a friend. They were walking. If I can answer the question, I'll tell you. So that way we can verify things.
Where were you walking to? Why were you walking there? Where were you coming from?
Like it.
What was your friend's name?
Okay, I like it. There was a friend, I just can't remember her name. I want to say it was Elizabeth. I could be mistaken.
That's my name.
Oh, you were there.
I'm reincarnated.
139 years later.
Here you go. I'm here to tell you.
Oh, look, they were 70.
We have the word see that showed up on the word list, as in, what did you see?
What did it say?
It says the word see.
Oh, see. Okay, cool. Okay.
It's odd. We normally get things dealing with vision as we get closer to doing the blindfold test.
So, where was she shot? What part of the body?
Ribcage.
Was there other people around? Sad.
I'm sure there was. But it's probably not speaking up. I think it's funny that you guys have like come up with the descriptions of what she was doing and what she was wearing, but not one of you asked for a descriptor of the shoe, which is normally where it comes up with. That shows the uniqueness out of this group is that you're coming up with outside the box questions of things they don't normally see. It's good.
What kind of car did the person have that rescued you?
I'm going to say it was 1933, badass. Like, that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Or no
Alright.
ass.
Do you know the name of the gentleman who put you in the car?
The other night, which I was impressed with, because that was the first time somebody asked about the driver himself.
Okay.
What kind of motor is the car having? What kind of transmission having?
What size were the tires?
Are they as loud as these cars around us tonight? So, okay, cool.
And this is, have you heard anything out of the norm? Other than the tour guide that's still talking behind me. Okay.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to give this thing a crazy listen for about a minute or so before we go blindfold some people?
I hear those too.
You do too?
Well,
Oh.
there's just dudes over there.
Oh, there's dudes
people
over
over
there.
there?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
they're
okay.
over there.
All right. Okay.
Debunked. Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a tour coming up.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
okay, so. All right.
Yeah, so.
Me?
Alright, again, anybody else want to listen for about a minute or so? Alright, you have a square button, 2 to the left of your red circle. Go ahead and hit the stop button and peel off your headphones, and I'll take that from you. And then, Braden, you're going to hand over your camera as we're walking to the next location. Sorry about all the crazy noise.
All right.
We'll see what comes up out of it.
Okay.
And both times that I've caught something where it was actual disembodied, I was able to, it was quiet nights. So again, I don't do this on the weekends, so like no Friday, Saturday. I've been pulling this out inside Philadelphia Alley with the whistles instead on Friday, Saturdays. We just don't come to this location.
Do sometimes the ghosts appeal more if there's like less people?
It depends on the ghost. So sometimes they like the crowd, sometimes they don't. Where we're going, the guy does not like the crowd. Again, this guy's a little temperamental with me. If there's other tours in there, I don't expect much. Normally there's not a whole lot of tours in there, but if there is, I don't expect a whole lot to come out of this. But I've been surprised in the past. Psychic lady the other night, for example, I was very skeptical of her, like, oh great, another self-proclaimed psychic. You know what I mean? I was waiting for her to, me to debunk her so she could leave the tour and that kind of stuff. And again, because that's what happens if I debunk a psychic that I have on the tour, they normally are, I feel so sick, and then they have to leave halfway through. I'm like, oh yeah, I pissed you off, that's what happened.
I got Fane.
What'd you get?
Fane, F-A-I-N, which means traveler was fain to proceed, or as an adverb, I am weary and would fain get a little rest.
Fane.
Fain, F-A-I-N.
Is that a term they would have used in the 1930s?
Pleased or willing under the circumstances.
Potentially. I like it. I like how she's researching on the spot. Saving me the time.
Cool.
Love it. Okay, we ready to go blindfold?
Should I turn it off?
Yeah, let's go ahead and fill it for now. We're off the answers out of the 2 spirit box, gentlemen. It is going to show up on our word list and out of the Ouija board. So hopefully, if you guys are getting anything out of it, it's okay to just tell me as I'm answering questions or asking questions to them on the bench. To just tell me what you're getting that's being spelled out, or you guys are getting the point. And definitely with the cameras, we want to, the 2 of you can film wherever you want, but we do want Liz's kind of focused on them, because I'm not telling them this history tonight. They're going to have to wait for the video. I'm kind of a jerk that way. I'm kind of a jerk a lot of ways. Like, what you got to do to me? Kicking other tours out of the way. Like, nope, we're staying. But anyway, this was the new spot for last year. Last year, I only had 2 people when I first started coming in here in November, because I wait till after Halloween. You guys get the point for my new location, so I can start looking to see if it's legitimately haunted. It was cold and everybody canceled, so I only had 2 folks. The young lady with the spirit box, she heard the year 1828 and the name Henry. I was using your word list, and it gave me the word Tim. Thus behind me is Henry Timrod, who was born in 1822. So it's kind of hot damn, there's my ghost. That's how this goes. So here's his very quick story. And you're still on the right, Brandon, just so you know. Flip the camera. There you go. We're all going to have an upside down video.
The other way.
Yep, the other way.
Well, my brain doesn't do right enough.
Henry is sick through most of his life, and he's a writer. He's old enough to go fight in the Civil War in the 1860s. So he goes out to the battlefield to fight for the Confederate side, and his comrades realized he was too sick to fight. They sent his ass home knowing he was a writer and said, go be the voice of the war, man. Go tell people what's going on out here. So he came home to Charleston, started writing poetry about what was happening on the battlefield. He became known as the laureate of the Confederacy. It's a pretty big title for writers in case you're not familiar. Now, he has a son a couple years after he's making a name for himself in the poetry world, and his son's name is Willie. He's born on Christmas Eve, but he did die 9 months later. Another last dead child of the night, I promise. It's our last story. So Henry and his wife are mourning, and Henry is not writing as much. He has another writer friend of his named Paul Hamilton Haynes. And by the way, the name Haynes was one of the psychic the other night had the phrase RuPaul written down, and then the word Haynes written right next to it. Henry's friend's name was Paul Hamilton Haynes. So you can see where the RuPaul and Haynes would come into effect. But anyway, I was actually pretty excited about it. She didn't know what the hell RuPaul was and why I was excited about it. I'm like, it's not RuPaul that I'm excited about. It's Jane Paul. But I know. So moving forward, Paul says, Dude, I know you're not writing as much, but I have a cottage in Colombia. You can use it to get back on track and leave your wife Lady behind to mourn with her parents that were here visiting. So he goes out to that cottage, and that's where he wrote his last words. His last words were, beholder of brief mortality, which in today's world, dear person with a short life. And then he coughed up. And he had an alarm that went off in the middle of his death. But he basically coughed, and it landed on the page in a blood stain because he had tuberculosis. He died right there, age 38, pen in hand. Perfect way for a writer to go. But wait, there's more. That infomercial. I use it every night now. It's super great. The reason why we're here is because of that blood stain. They show it one day a year at the Charleston Library Society, but you have to be a member to go see it. And the reason why they show it, they only show it on Halloween, is because it looks like a man writing at his desk. We call it the blood book. Very creepy stuff. But you have to be a member to go see it, but the internet's beautiful. So I'm going to show you the page, and then we're going to go talk to a ghost. So family members of Lee and Mark's, they're not going to be able to hear me. So it's going to be, I never touch anybody on the bench, no matter what gender they are. So there's going to be a couple of hand signals that I'm going to need you for in the event that they're too loud, which could be something for Marks. He's a pretty loud person. So in the event that he's too loud, you tap him on the shoulder. So that's kind of how that's going to go. Brayden can hear me, so I'll just when we're done, yeah, it's super loud tonight. I have no idea why. In the event, when we are done after 10 minutes, you guys are going to tap them on the leg. So again, that way they know to take off their own gear. I'm going to tell them all of these things before we kind of part ways. But yeah, we can throw in. This is one last final picture. Here is your blood stain. It looks like the silhouette of a man writing at his desk. So, great thing. Yep, I remember that. But yeah, this page tells me the whole story. Beholder of brief mortality, cough, cough, death. There we have it. So, ready to talk to a ghost?
Yeah.
See if we can get into this.
Absolutely. Let's go do it.
She did say things to you.
I don't think I'm going to be able to say anything. I think it's just going to be stumbling over my words. It goes too fast. I'm pretty sure I just need to tear this middle part off.
That's it, right in the center, right where your left thumb is. There's perforation.
I'm so good at this.
Right there. There you go. And then you have 2 ear holes that go over your ears. Still don't put anything on yet. You still need to know a few more things. Let me see yours so I can get it set up while I'm talking to them. Yeah, you'll need your glasses off. It doesn't affect somebody else tried last week and they almost broke the glasses. So I'll break the glasses. So if you guys are too loud, it's probably going to be a problem for you because you're a loud person. No offense, but that's just who you are.
Really? I thought I was being really quiet.
It runs in the family, dear.
Trust me, I know.
We do have neighbors. So a family member is going to tap you on the shoulder if you're too loud. Just quiet down. You don't need to take off the mask and the headphones and all that stuff. So just kind of keep in mind, just quiet down a little bit. I'm trying not to piss them off. Their doors are open. They can hear us. When we are done, so I only keep you guys under for 10 minutes. Your family members will tap you on the leg. You're going to be able to hear all of this, so I don't need to have a family member touch you at all. But your family members will touch you on the leg. That means we're done. Take off your own gear. I will never touch anybody on this bench, no matter what gender they are. So just kind of keep that in mind. Everything you hear, say it when you hear it. Do not forget to talk. If you're not talking for about 2 minutes, I will have a family member lift up your headphone and say, don't forget to talk. Because again, some people get underneath there and are like, all right, we started. The minute you put those headphones on, we've started. If you hear things, start saying them. It's even yes/no answers at this point because you have no idea what the hell I'm going to be asking. That's the fun part of this. So I will ask a few silly questions. Keep both headphones on and loud enough to where you can't hear me through the whole session.
I don't know if I can keep these things on for 10 minutes. My ears
You're not going to
hurt.
be yelling the question. You're just going to be like saying.
I'm just going to be talking just like this.
We're not supposed to hear them.
Yeah, I
and
know.
honestly, what you're about to do is only going to feel like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
To us, it's 10.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. That's usually the general consensus.
These things have been hurting my ear all fucking night.
Have they really?
Yeah.
Okay, blindfolds on, headphones on.
Okay.
Brayden, you're going to see a galaxy off in the distance every once in a while, or it's going to stay there, like right here, and it's not going to be like Jurassic Park eating your face off kind of stuff. And then every once in a while an image will show up in front of the galaxy. Describe the picture in simple terms. Like right now I'm looking at a window that's open. That's all I would say. This is an image that just generated while we're here. So I'm going to set this up so where it can actually work inside of the virtual reality headset. And again, it's not going to be Jurassic Park eating your face off kind of stuff. It's off in the distance. Okay, it is 11:04, and we have begun. Gentlemen, can you hear me? What color is a blue banana? All right, they can't hear me. Henry, if you're here, we need you to start telling us things about your job, please.
1,000.
What did you do for work? And all you have to do is look straight ahead. You are not an angel. You might be an angel now, depending on your religious perspective. If it's blurry in there, that's your focus.
Shame.
Henry. By the way, I'd just like to point out we are near St. Michael's Church. And Chad's real identity is Michael as well.
Oh, no.
Henry. I got 3 gentlemen on the bench tonight. We haven't seen 3 gents here in a while. Maybe a mixture.
Measuring. Auburn.
You just said Auburn? Haven't you said like Auburn University like 10 times tonight because of the AU on there?
What? I didn't even know what that is.
Believe. 33.
Right. Mary Reed, or not Mary Reed.
Veins, pillow.
Mary Ravenel died in 1933.
Wow.
Henry, do we have somebody else here with us tonight? If you're not Henry, say with your first name, please. Brayden, you got an image?
I don't know what that was. It's like a pillar.
And you can fix the straps on this. Actually, you don't have to hold it
Yeah,
up.
it's fine.
Okay. Henry, if you're not here and you're somebody else, say your first name for us, please. Dr. Ladd, if you're here, you know your code word. Code word is purple, just so everybody knows, because that's not a normal thing that you would hear on the radio. What did you just say?
You just said purple, I think.
Did you just say purple?
I thought he said it.
Okay, maybe you did say it.
Oh.
I thought I heard purple too. That's why.
I heard him say purple. Yeah.
Henry, Timrod, I need you to ask everybody to take a step
11
aside.
o'clock.
11 o'clock.
That's when my alarm went off.
Yeah.
Henry, or whoever else is here, can you tell us your first name? Dr. Ladd, if it's you, use your code word. I just need to verify questions. Come on, Archie.
Rebound number.
Rebound Lovey.
I found love a lot since we walked this way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bad omens.
Bad omens.
Wow.
Rebound Lover was a bad omen. I want to say that Mary Ravenel, her late husband, was her second husband. I don't know the full story there.
Watchford.
Watcher? Machine.
Getting anything in
You
there?
guys need to talk.
Here.
I ain't seen nothing.
Have
And
spike
again,
at
Brayden,
17.
let's be grateful we have
Really?
anything so far, because some nights we have 0.
Oh.
So the vague pillar is real.
Henry, we heard some sounds coming out of the church. Some sounds out of the church earlier. Can you tell us what those sounds were? Choose the frequencies that they're listening to.
The people you leave. Turn away.
What was that?
Down the street.
Down the street. Before he said 2 things slightly relevant to the Mary story.
Right.
Memories.
Yeah.
Mary, can you tell us your husband's name? What was his first name? That should probably be a little easier to find in that frequency.
Dead.
Dead? what he just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know he was dead, but before you did. But what was his name? Can you tell us his first name? Braden, you got something?
It looks like a dagger on a stone on the right, and then on the left like some blue thing going into like a mountain.
I missed what he said. He's kind of mumbling a little bit because he can't hear his own voice. So that happens with this sometimes. Mary, can you tell us your husband's name? It was John, by the way. I'm just giving you guys the answers so in case it pops up.
I haven't typed it 17.
I'll take it.
When you started.
We've had triple digits in here while this is happening.
Reed, is your thing blinking across here?
That's probably coming from Chad's camera. Remember, his like shoots out light
Okay.
that he can't see.
Okay, that's what I just saw then. Okay.
Henry or Mary. We need something a little bit more specific so we know exactly who's here. We're running out of time. I've asked a lot of very specific questions. Some general, some general to you specifically.
200.
200.
Mary, can you tell us how old you were when you were shot? Doesn't seem
Reached out.
Oh, it said freeze stop.
I'm doing the same thing you are.
What's that?
Whatever she's saying. Reached out.
Freeze out. I thought it said freeze stop.
I heard reach out.
We're going to go with reached out. That sounds a little bit more like something you would hear out of the radio station. Notice that they both stopped talking at this point. Mary, husband's name, please. Let's verify you're here.
Magic.
Magic. Part of the reason why I moved my bag because the voice recorder right next to him now.
Falling.
Falling.
Wow.
Mary, you've told me about you falling several times.
Play my music in the sun.
Wow.
The sun. I missed what you said again. Mary, we're running out of. We don't do this for very long. I know you've watched me do this before. I've got about a minute and a half left. If you could tell us your husband's
Just like us.
just like us.
Did you get anything on your phone?
I was thinking
I'm not
about that.
using it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mary, anything else you want to tell us? We are running out of time. Henry, it's your last chance as well. I'd rather have one more image from either one of you. Mary or Henry going once. Couldn't tell. Again, he's also like looking downward. Mary or Henry going twice for an image.
$79.
Flesh and blood. Flesh and blood, I heard that.
Maybe that was somebody that she lived with.
Well, somebody have their phone on them real quick, do some quick math for me.
Yeah.
Type in 1933 minus 1879. 54.
don't know.
And she was born in 1860. So she was 64 years old when she passed away. You see where I was going with that?
Yeah.
It's like a god, and then she's holding a dude. with
She's
his
holding a
legs.
dude?
With the person, I don't know. Whatever. Some being is holding something else.
Everything.
Just had a 21.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Wow.
Drop first. More.
Okay, we're going to say goodnight. Can you say goodnight back to us? Going once? Going twice? Alright, let's get these two gents tapped out. Brady, go ahead. You got another image?
There's a girl and a boy. They're like dancing in like a ballroom.
Wow.
I
Really?
wrap my head up.
You doing? Are you okay?
Yeah.
When Joe did this, she actually had a